Thank you. I'm very happy to be here today, and also to welcome President Sarkozy, although he's not here with us right now, but he's in Israel, and Deputy Prime Minister, Minister Silvan Shalom, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. One of the greatest advantages of natural resources, and specifically here natural gas, is that it does not abide by the borders and maps drawn by statements. Nature crosses borders of states, nations, and religions, paving its way through uninterrupted. The analysis from our geological findings, what we at the Delek drilling and Avner discovered from our drilling, proved that the Levant Basin spreads across the exclusive economic zones of Israel, Cyprus, and Lebanon. All this without getting your passport stamped. This is the basin that led us to discover Tamar, Leviathan, Karish, Tanin, Dolphin, and Aphrodite, and we hope it will provide us with future gas and oil discoveries in the region. But while everything subsurface is living in geological harmony, on the ground, major changes are underway in the Middle East. We all hear the daily disturbing reports from Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, and other countries, and about the rise of terror groups such as the Islamic State, among others, which are threatening regional stability and posing a challenge to the geopolitical streams in the region. It's specifically these events that have created a new geopolitical opportunity for Israel in the Middle East, an opportunity to strengthen the long-term relations with our neighbors, Egypt, Jordan, and Cyprus. Today, it's clear that among gas discoveries and possibilities to export to neighboring countries and cooperate with them will deeply strengthen the regional ties with Israel. In recent years, Tamar and Leviathan partnership signed a series of contracts and MOUs to export gas to our neighboring countries, Jordan and Egypt. These agreements can significantly contribute to strengthening economic and political relations with our neighbors. And what we see here is a map that shows in the middle our discoveries, Tamar, Leviathan, and the rest, and the potential export routes of pipe gas to the neighboring countries, to Jordan, to the Palestinian Authority, to Egypt, to two LNG plants that basically are sitting idle in Itku and Damietta in Egypt, and also to cooperate with Cyprus, and maybe at stage 2 also to export gas to Turkey in the north. I assume that if I had appeared here in the Herzliya conference 10 years ago and declared that Israel will export gas to Jordan and Egypt, you would think I'm crazy, but basically I'm used to that. Yet today, everyone understands that this is not a dream, but a reality whose implementation is totally depends upon us. Jordan and Egypt have been suffering from an acute energy crisis and a shortage of natural gas. Today, Israel has a unique opportunity not only to strengthen and develop the economic and political ties with neighboring countries, but to positively impact the lives of millions of people in the entire region. Yet, for the time being, the international energy market isn't smooth sailing. The sharp and rapid drop in oil prices have led to a deep shock felt throughout the industry. Around the world, projects worth $2 trillion have been cancelled or suspended. Many industry companies are finding themselves battling the current level of pricing and the rapid drop in cash flow, and we are witnessing the beginning of a wave of mergers and consolidations, even among top-tier companies such as BG and Shell. The fracking industry, which swept the US off its feet, now understand that its business model is in danger, and countries that based budgets on revenues from oil industries such as Russia, among others, are now under huge budgetary constraints. Energy companies from around the globe are calling their ships back home and locking themselves up in their core assets, waiting for the storm to pass by. Throughout this time, we in Delek and Avner, together with our long-lasting partners and operator, Noble Energy, have stayed completely committed to develop the industry in Israel. We brought the natural gas revolution to Israel initially with the Yam Tetis project, and then with the Tamar project, we ensured Israel independent in natural gas. We also consistently stayed completely committed with our partners, Noble and Ratio, to the Leviathan project, the largest infrastructure project ever done in Israel, with an estimated investment of $6.5 billion. A project that would ensure absolute energy security for the state of Israel for dozens of years, and a project that, beyond the economic growth and income, would generate multiple geopolitical advantages. But unfortunately, a hasty decision made by one official who acted totally independently while ignoring political and macroeconomic consideration has now led us to a regulatory chaos that we find ourselves in, and led to a complete stagnation in the entire industry. Instead of developing Leviathan, we are deeply involved these days in discussions with government regulators and officials that started already 6 months ago, trying to put together a new roadmap for the development of Leviathan and for the whole natural gas industry in Israel. This roadmap will hopefully get us on track again and bring the Israeli gas industry back to its place as a source of economic growth and geopolitical benefit for our country. The goal of this comprehensive roadmap is to ensure both the development of Leviathan and to create competition in the gas sector, while upholding the public interests and ensuring the continuation of natural gas supply in attractive gas prices, as we are doing right now, while creating revenues of hundreds of billions of shekels for the state and its citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, the Israeli gas industry is facing historical junction. If we choose to bury our biggest dreams to a wave of superficial and shallow populism, if we take the wrong turn, we may lose these opportunities forever. In the real world, just in the business world, there is no vacuum. If Israel cannot develop its gas discovery and use it to strengthen regional ties, other countries such as Iran and Lebanon will enter the picture and take hold of these markets. We have an advantage today, a window of opportunity, and we could generate regional cooperation in our region and establish a new hub here together with Cyprus, while creating a regional energy base that increases the cycle of cooperation. I am pleased that President Sarkozy is with us tonight. Nicolas Sarkozy is known as a strong supporter of the State of Israel and of regional cooperation initiatives in the Middle East, and he always kept believing in and promoting the ties between us and the neighboring countries. France, who possessed a lot of influence in the Middle East, can also be a central partner in our regional vision. As we are witnessing, the political and energy world are fast-paced and dynamic as ever, and time must not be lost. Countries that have chosen to act against their own growth engines due to the regulatory failures or due to occasional waves of populism are forced to stay behind. Israel, in its challenging economic and political period, does not have the luxury to miss out on such a rare opportunity. We hear today the increasing voices calling to boycott Israel. This is a tremendous challenge for us as a country. But the one thing we should not do in face of this initiative is to create by our own hands such an environment that will push away international companies that consider working and investing in Israel. We must bring regulatory stability and consistency in order to attract new investors. Today we need, in order to get back on track, leadership, governance and belief in the just way. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu continues to act in determination and leadership to fight the destructive regulatory environment with, in his own words, axes. The fact that the Prime Minister understands the significance of the gas industry for the economic and political future of Israel and has remains loyal to the vision of cooperation between the private and the public sectors bring me to be optimistic regarding the future of the natural gas industry here in Israel. Ladies and gentlemen, the natural gas discoveries in the Levant Basin can help us build and maintain better economic and political future. I hope we will know how to rise above the divisions, and we will know how to use this discovery wisely for the benefit of the citizens of Israel, our children, and the entire region. Thank you very much.